Hello viewers and welcome. This is Tech Talk, your tech survey program. Now my name is Kurtley Gwindi. I will be your host today as we get into a very fascinating, intricate, as well as insightful, deep discussion with a team of drone pilots who have also come with regards to the innovation around precision farming and different sectors of what we have now seen as drone shots. Some call it DJI, but we'll get all that information and more with regards to this in today's episode of Tech Talk. So please come along. But before, let's look into history and trivia as per normal here on Tech Talk. In the 1940s, drones were used for target practice and reconnaissance. The US military developed the radio plane OQ-2, which was the first mass-produced UAV, extensively used for training anti-aircraft gunners. Around the 1950s to 1980s, drones evolved for military reconnaissance. The Ryan Firebee was used for surveillance missions over hostile territories, paving the way for sophisticated, unmanned aerial vehicles. From the 1990s to the 2000s, drones gained prominence in military operations, particularly in the War on Terror. The MQ-9 Reaper became widely known for its surveillance and strike capabilities. The concept of using drones in agriculture emerged in Japan, focusing on crop monitoring and yield production in the 1990s. In 2000, GPS-guided drones were introduced for precision agriculture, enabling targeted crop management. Advancements in the census technology, data analysis, and affordability expanded drone adoption in agriculture in 2010. The first agricultural drone was the Yamaha R50, introduced in 1997. Drones can capture images with resolution down to between 1 to 2 centimeters per pixel, allowing for precise crop analysis. Agricultural drones can fly up to 400 feet above the ground, providing a broad field view. Multispectral and hyperspectral imaging enables drones to detect issues invisible to the human eye. Drone collected data can reduce crop damage by 20 to 30%. Agricultural drones can operate autonomously using pre-programmed flight plans. Now, the global agricultural drone market is projected to reach about 13.4 billion by 2027. Drones are used globally for various agricultural applications, including crop monitoring, irrigation management, and livestock control and tracking. Zimbabwe is one of the countries to use drones in agriculture, and that's all we have in this first segment. Don't go anywhere. This is Tech Talk. Thank you so much for staying with us here on your Tech Survey program. This is a Tech Talk, and the second segment, yes, gives us a little bit of expansion with regards to our discussion, which we alluded to earlier on. Today we are at AfroStain, and I am joined here at AfroStain in Harare, Zimbabwe, by Onward Marumura, who is a certified drone pilot, taking us through a little bit of the discussion around some of these very complex, intricate gadgets that you see here on the table. And Onward, thank you for welcoming us into your arena, Onward.
Thank you very much, Ketley.
And yes, being a certified drone pilot, these very high-tech as well as intricate gadgets as we can see them here on the table. Perhaps take us a little bit through what problems these DJI, I think, gadgets solve, as well as what they're all about.
Okay, thank you very much. So these are remotely piloted aircraft system. So what it means is it is operated through a device which is a remote controller. So what is, well, it is in the airspace. You are using the remote control to control in terms of the height, in terms of what you want to achieve when you are using these drones. So we are trying to solve a problem which is not easily solved by human beings. For example, you want to do scouting in your crop field. You are not able to scout 100 hectares within a single day. Even if you manage to do, maybe after a week, you'll be able to complete 100 hectares in terms of scouting. But you are not accurate, you are not precise in terms of the insights that we then need for the spraying, or maybe want to do yield estimation, or want to quantify data, maybe want to do stockpiling, you want to count how many, or what are the quantities of these piles in terms of the gold mining, maybe quarry mining. You want to calculate what is the volume. You need to use this complex aircraft to make sure that you produce precise information and data that is therefore used for decision making. Particularly for AfroStain, basically we are using these drones for crop monitoring, which is yield estimation, crop scouting, crop management in general. Then obviously for farm planning, you also use these remotely piloted aircraft, because we realize that if you are to use a satellite, some of these satellites, they are not up to date each and every time. So we need real imagery. For you to get that, you therefore use these remotely piloted aircrafts.
Thank you, Onward. And putting into perspective that these are aerial view kind of imagery that you'll be getting, perhaps explain to us what makes it unique with regards to adapting the 21st century farming techniques, as well as uniqueness that comes with these gadgets and devices.
Basically, it's all about the problem that our farmers are actually facing, because we realize that in Zimbabwe, not even in Zimbabwe, but in Africa at large, we are failing to get at least 30% of the yield potential. If you go to maize, we have got many varieties that can give us a yield of about 18 tons per hectare. But look at our national average yield per hectare is below 2 tons per hectare. Probably South Africa is one of the countries which is actually better in SADC region, which is get plus or minus 4 tons per hectare as a national average yield. And if you look deep into that, what is causing that? We have the good seed, we've got the right amount of water in our dams, we've got even the underground water which can explore in terms of bore drilling, but we're not getting much. What is the problem? The problem is we don't have insights. The problem, we've got time. We don't have time to look around the field and look at the pests that are affecting our fields. That's why we see more than 20% of our fields are affected by pests, because the time when we get to know that the crop is being damaged by maybe by a leaf miner, already the damage is already affecting the actual yield. So what is more important, that AfroStain come up with the technology to make sure that you give farmers insights in terms of which area is affected by the pest, which area is affected by the disease precisely. And also we reduce the cost in terms of spraying. Rather than putting the whole field with the chemical, we are now allocating the area which need more emphasis in terms of spraying, so that we reduce cost of spraying the whole field. Even in terms of fuel cost, you are no longer need to spray the whole 100 hectares, but you are only focusing on the crop that is being affected, because with these drones you are coming up with what we call a prescription map. A prescription map is giving you insights in terms of where exactly you need to put more chemical, so that you'll be doing calibration before you do your crop spraying.
And obviously you'll take us through perhaps what the result of some of the footage and imagery you get.
Yes.
What it comes through. I'm looking forward and I'm excited for that.
Very much.
Perhaps just shed a little bit more light on some of the challenges you faced within the developmental processes, as well as perhaps the acceptability of this product on the market, and also being regulated by some of the structures that we have within our country.
Okay, thank you very much. In terms of regulation, we don't have much problem, because the first thing that we did was to make sure that all our drones are registered with the Civil Aviation Authority of Zimbabwe. There was not much problem with that. Then in terms of certification, the company is supposed to be certified as a drone operator with our ROC, which is remotely operated piloting license. We've got it. Then also, as individual pilots, you need to also have your remotely piloted aircraft certification, that we are also certified. So in that one, we don't have problem in terms of regulation. But number one challenge that we mainly face is on the technical competencies on the market, because we are trying to bring in new things that never existed in Zimbabwe. So basically, if you want someone to help you, maybe you need a student attachment, you need even a GIS person. It's actually difficult because you ought to train them what you want to achieve. And some of the things, they take a bit of time, or at least the demand on the market is actually high. Currently, we are working with insurance companies as they are trying to work with farmers to produce accurate information about the field that being insured. So in terms of yield potential, they also need to reduce the risk by making sure that the farmer, they're getting more yield. So Afrosten is engaged on that to make sure that at least they get to know what is the yield potential of their fields and what are the potential risks that are associated, so that we cover all those potential challenges that can affect our farmers. So in terms of challenges, we don't have much because already the safe that is needed on the market. But the challenges on the technical part, in order to get the right people, we need to train them, which then add cost to us as a company, because we need to train them so that they understand what we want to do. Then other challenges on the use of softwares. Mainly the software that we're using to process the data that we take from the field, they are mainly from other countries. So in terms of the monthly subscriptions, is a bit challenging because some of them, they are very expensive. So that's the main challenge that we have. So the challenge would therefore go to the farmer, because we need to push the cost to the farmer, which might not be good as well. Yes.
And we're looking at this particular device being just for imagery at the present moment. Are there any other uses that these drones come about to do, especially within the farming sector, and even if it's other sectors that you're currently servicing as Afrosten?
Okay, currently we are servicing agribusiness, because already Afrosten is an agribusiness consulting company. But we are using these drones specifically for farming. Number one, crop scouting, yield estimation, stand count analysis, flower count. For those who are doing fruit trees, we are able to do tree counting. We are able to do flower counting.
Okay, that's a bit of a mouthful. Let's take it slowly.
Okay.
So tree counting, flower counting, that's all things that you're capable of doing within.
Yeah, these are specialized drones.
Okay.
That have got the specialized sensors.
Ones we see, right?
These ones,
okay,
they are very special because of the sensors that are mounted there. It depends with what you want to do. When I go to a crop field, let's say it's a 100-hectare field of wheat, I will be able to estimate the yield, whether it's at a growth stage or is now at a maturity stage. I will be able to estimate the yield, because the first thing is to do plant counting. How many plants are within the field? Then I look at the type of the soil that is within the field, using this drone without moving around the field. What I only need to move around is take the coordinates of the field. Then I feed into this remote controller, so that I will be able to control my drone. Otherwise, I will be able to do that plant count analysis, crop health analysis, seeing which crop is being affected by pest or by disease. And not only that, but actually naming the pest that is affecting the crop and the disease. Then you go and highlight the area, because you already have the coordinates of the area. Then you go and put more focus on that area. Maybe you're supposed to put fertilizer. That is when we need now an agronomist to interpret that information. Say, on this area where we are seeing a lot of stress is caused by moisture stress, so you need to put more irrigation on that. Or maybe you need to put more fertilizer or more nitrogen, more specifically.
So onward, perhaps let's delve a little bit more into AI and how far artificial intelligence has also been a part of some of the projects that you've been hinging on with regards to growth of these drones and some of the work you've been doing. How have you managed to adapt and be a part of the artificial intelligence journey with some of the projects you're undertaking?
Okay, one of the things that is very certain in this world is the uncertainty that we are facing, because we are seeing there is a growth in population, there is change of climate change. The uncertainty part, that one is very, very certain it's going to happen. So the use of AI, automation, drone technology is what defines Afrosten as a company. Why? Because everything that we do is mainly around the technology part. Because even if you look at the software that I'm talking about, these drones alone, they are not able to give all that information, the yield estimation, the crop health analysis, but it's also inclusion of artificial intelligence and automation. So what we do then is, after we collect the data from the field, we then use our specialized softwares and computers to analyze that data And that is where the AI component coming in, whereby we have got machine learning, whereby we incorporate our information that we want to understand how much yield is generated by this field. So each and every time when we repeat that particular, we'll be able to come up with the new information because AI is able to help us on that. Mm-hmm. Even in terms of our research, because like what I said, the service that we're providing to our farmers with the use of drones, they are completely new, never seen before. So we are the ones who come up with that information with the help of AI. Yes.
All right, and let's talk about fertility of the market. How have we managed to also be integrating other businesses that are particularly perhaps in the same field, but not necessarily able to provide these enhanced technological facets of this agribusiness consultancy? Has there been partnership and collaboration?
Yes, we have done a lot of collaboration, not only in the farming sector, but even in the mining sector, because we have also other specialized drones with a bit of modernized sensors that are able to do mineralization, whereby you are able to pick which mineral is on this area and what is the quantification of that. So with mining companies, yes, we are partnering with them. Then with farmers, we've got big farmers that we are already partnering with to deliver these services because they also need them on the crop monitoring. Because someone, for example, last month we have been in Rafingora where we were doing crop assessment on 1,000 hectares of wheat. So the farmer is not able to go into the field each and every time to go and assess what is the extent of damage by rust, what is the extent of damage by the frost, and what needs to be done because it's already 1,000 hectares. And how many people would you need to go into the field and do the assessment? So you definitely need a technology that is capable of assessing 1,000 hectares within a single day. And you provide a solution within a single day so that you avoid the problem reaching to losses within the field. So we are partnering with farmers. We are also partnering with other companies who are offering trainings. We're actually introducing AfroStain drone tech, which is mainly for training other farmers and other individuals who want to be drone pilots so that they understand how to operate these drones. Because where we are going, AfroStain won't be solely depending on drones, but depending on the data that has been collected by other people. So that will only focus on the use of AI automation in processing the data.
And the research.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Excellent. I think onward it's upward from here. I'm so excited for us to be going outside and perhaps having a look and appreciation of some of these devices and gadgets that we are currently looking at but not in action. So if you do mind, will give us the latitude to take us to the next step.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back, viewers. This is a Tech Talk, your tech survey program. And yes, as alluded to earlier on, we are still at AfroStain, where we are paying a lot of attention to everything to do with drones, the actual idea of being a drone pilot, as well as some of the technical software, as well as intricacies that come with the whole idea and framework of this particular art of what they call precision farming. Now, at the present moment, I am going to be joined by Wenceslas, who is no stranger to your screens, but at the same time, someone who's going to take us through the hooks and crooks, the processing of this entire production, which then brings about an aerial or drone shot, as they call it. Wenceslas, thank you so much for coming with us.
Thank you so much. Actually, my pleasure to be here again.
Yes. Yeah. And perhaps first and foremost, what are you holding? What are we about to see? I know I'm very much excited. There are a lot of things that are technical that are different from the cameras we're used to. So share with us.
All right, thank you so much. So what we have here is called an Arapass, a remotely piloted aircraft system. In short, majority of people call it a drone, but this is the only drone. So this is the controller or the operating system, which we use to operate the drone. So this one has got these antennas which uses radio frequency to communicate with the drone. The drone uses satellites to fly. That means if you lose your drone, it can actually fly autonomously as long as it has got the satellite and the battery is sufficient. So what we have here is what we then use to plan our missions, to control whatever that is doing. If you are to do a videography or you are creating your cinematic videos, this is what you use, and this is the interface which you use. This dashboard that you are seeing right now is the interface. So it also shows you some of the key things that you need to have and to get to understand. It communicates with the drone, which is the aircraft. So what we do here is that it shows you all the settings that you're supposed to do, just like when you do what you do with your mobile device. Yes. So if you are to operate, these are the two devices, these are the two controlling sticks that you use, just like to control the drone. And these are additional buttons. Let's say you are doing your mapping like what we normally do when you're in the field. You realize that if the drone is lost or you've seen another aircraft approaching, normally the manned aircraft or the helicopters which normally fly a bit lower, you can control the drone using the home point or just going down or hovering upside and so forth. Then these are the interface that you use if you want to fly autonomously in first-person mode, or if you want to do racing with the drones. You notice that you can also operate in speed mode.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the power on and so forth.
Okay. Now, quite fascinating, but
Thank you so much.
Perhaps the proof is always in the pudding, as they say. So it's time for a little bit of exhibition of what
thank you so
we're
much.
talking about.
All right, thank you so much. So first of all, of course, you can't operate a drone without the necessary licensing and necessary requirements. And for us to do that, of course, we are allowed to do that because we are licensed to operate the drone. So for someone who wants to understand how to operate this one, the first thing is if you push these two towards the center, the drone will start to propel the propeller so that it will be ready to take off. So I'm going to do that so you can see what is going to happen. So as you can see, the drone is now in extended visual line of sight, because we are not supposed to encroach or to see what other people's properties are. So we are going to just take off to a little high.
So let's talk about the safety, perhaps the safety not just of the humans or the people who are surrounding it, but perhaps the safety of even animals and some unidentified flying objects. How best does it have the intelligence to be also safeguarding the lives of animals and humans?
So what happens is the drone has got sensors, obstacle sensing capabilities. You can set it to sense obstacles from 10, 15 or even 50 meters. For instance, if we set it to say if it sees an obstacle, let's say there are animals or wires or even the birds, depending on the type of the birds, because there are certain birds that can actually attack the drone. So you notice that if it has got sensors in the front, at the back, at the downward, and which are the downward vision sensors, it can actually sense an obstacle and actually stop or hover around the obstacle. That's number one. So it means there is no much contribution to the conflict of wildlife and humans when using this drone. And given that it has got those sensors, it's actually much more better because it doesn't only have got the visual sensors, it also have got the sound sensing system. It has also got the GPS, which allows it to actually be programmed to say at this altitude you need to hover, at this altitude you need to do this.
Okay. All right, Wensi, we do appreciate your time and quite excited.
Thank you so much.
It's been onwards and upwards. We've managed to see and experience what it's like and what the system as well as procedures with regards to the airspace and the drone space is like here at Afristain. We've also managed to have an appreciation of this particular part of this technology that is fast growing, as we have called it, and we have appreciated it. And at this present moment, we bring a cap to our third and final segment here on Tech Talk. My name is Kurt Lee Gwindi. It's always an exciting experience to be chatting all things to do with technology here on your premium show. Until next time, it's goodbye for now.